canvassing by calling 669-900-6833, meeting ID 913-8304-1364, passcode 065248, and will be given the opportunity to provide public comment. With that, if everyone would stand, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Maria, would you do the honor of the invocation?
Certainly, thank you. Proverbs 14:23. All hard work brings profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Let's pray. Most gracious Father, we thank you tonight for this opportunity to gather to serve our community. We pray that you will bless this council, both the old council and the new council, and we pray that you will bless the citizens of our community as we move forward in this time of the COVID. Take care of our primary care people as they work to serve us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Could we have roll call, Michael?
Sure, Mayor. Councilmember Day.
Present.
Councilmember Graham. Here. Councilmember McDonald. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Candia.
Here.
Mayor Martina.
Here. Thank you, Michael. Item 5, report on canvass to vote. A, adopt resolution number 2020, next number, declaring the results of the municipal election held on November 3rd, 2020.
Thank you, Mayor. So, as you know, the City of Newman elections are held on the even-numbered years. So this year we had a consolidated general municipal election, and it was conducted on Tuesday, November 3rd of 2020, as required by law. Pursuant to the resolution 2020-2026, we consolidated our election with Stanislaus County Elections Division for the whole county. The Stanislaus County Clerk and Register of Voters has completed its canvass of its official results. The city has received those, and we have included those within your packet. So pursuant to Election Code 10263B, for the consolidated election, the governing board shall meet at usual time to canvass the election and call for the purpose to declare the results and install the newly elected officials. So as we look at the results for the election here, as you know, Mayor Martina and Councilmember Day did not seek re-election. So based upon the official results, Casey Graham was elected to the office of mayor for a term of 2 years to expire in November 2022. Newly elected Councilmember John Pimentel and Leroy McDonald were each elected to the office of council member for a full term of 4 years to expire in November of 2024. In addition, Mary Moore ran unopposed and was elected to the office of treasurer for the City of Newman for a full term of 4 years to expire in November of 2024. Therefore, Mayor, as staff, we recommend that the council adopt Resolution 2020, a resolution declaring the results of the municipal election held on November 3rd, 2020, and direct the city attorney to administer the oath of office to the newly elected city officials.
Thank you, Michael. Any comments from the council? Okay, I'd like to open it up to the general public for any comments they may have. Newbie, could you tell me if there's anyone that's raised their hand?
I will, Mayor. Just a reminder to members of the public, if you wish to participate during public comment, please raise your hand by pressing the raise hand button under the participant tab. If you are calling in by phone, you can press *9. Those are the two ways to participate in public comment. And so at this time, Mayor, I'm going through the list, and I do not see any hands raised for public comment.
Thank you so much. With that, I'll bring it back to the council for direction.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adopt resolution number 2020, next in number, declaring the results of the municipal election held on November 3rd, 2020.
I'll
second. Go ahead, Casey.
I second that. Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried 6-0. Is that correct?
Five.
Aye.
5-0.
Is there 5?
5. John's not.
That's right, 'cause that's one. I'm sorry. 5. I was counting John. Sorry, John.
It's okay, I know the rules here.
Not yet.
Well,
Do that now.
I already got 6. And anyways, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Nubia now for the oath of office.
Thank you, Mayor. So I can't let the opportunity pass without acknowledging the uniqueness of this swearing-in ceremony, considering the events of 2020, and it's definitely one for the books. I do thank you all for your patience and the agreeableness in doing a virtual swearing-in. Normally we would do this in chambers, and it would be a little bit more personable and with pictures and opportunity to stand before the dais, but unfortunately circumstances dictate otherwise this year. So with that being said, I will be administering the oath of office to the new members of the council. We will be doing them simultaneously. So I will be reading the oath and ask that the 3 of you repeat after me every time I take a pause. And there will be a point in there where you do have to recite your name. And each of you will recite your name at that point. Okay, so without further ado, if you will, please raise your hand. 3 of you, thank you. And please repeat after me. I state your name.
John Pimentel.
Leroy McDonald.
Casey Graham.
Do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support
The defend the Constitution
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
And I will
And I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Thank you, and congratulations to the 3 of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, now I watch the game. You guys continue.
Now I can talk.
All right. Well, now I get to take over, so this is a little nerve-wracking, so be patient with me.
We're all friends. We're all friends.
So we're going to go live right now. Well, actually, stand by 1 second. We're going to go on to item number 6, declaration of conflicts of interest. Are there any? None. We're going to go to number 7, ceremonial matters. At this time, we're going to go live to Mayor Bob Martinez's house, where Allie is currently at. And she should be there. Somebody at your door?
I said, but I'll check.
Okay.
I will check. What? Hang on.
D. Martini, unmute.
I'm not sure if I did it right. You're on.
You're on.
Mayor Martinez.
There we go.
The light on?
Allie's at Bob Martinez's house.
What happened?
And she's presenting him with a plaque, a gavel for his time as mayor as a thank you.
I can't believe it.
Are we live? Yes? Mayor Martinez, you want to come this way? Can you get some live?
Can you taking a picture?
We're actually presenting you with
Can you
the
come
gavel.
in?
Is this okay with you?
It's okay with me. Come in. You got
Hey,
it.
Allie, can you have him put up the mic on his computer?
Okay, we've got them all here now.
I did mute his,
Okay, thank you.
muted his.
Okay, a little bit about Bob.
Are there multiple people with Ally?
Yes.
There we go. We fixed that? No?
It's going to be off.
I turned Ally's, phone off. I will turn the mayor's mic on.
Okay, let's see what we get there. All right.
There we go.
Now we don't have feedback. Allie's presenting Bob Mayer with a thank you gavel for his time in service. Mayor Bob Martinez was appointed to the council in July of 1997 to fill the expired term of John Sheridan. He continued to serve with the council until he was appointed mayor by his fellow councilman in 2015 when Ed Keaton moved out of town. Important projects during Bob's tenure include streetscape improvements, construction of the Plaza project, purchase and renovation of City Hall, ensuring the City Hall's presence in downtown core for decades to come. The purchase of Brazo Road property for the future home of Newman Community Conservation Area, LID, Wetlands Project, and adoption of the urban growth boundary. Bob, we'd like to thank you for your service and all your dedication to our community.
Here, here.
Thanks, Casey. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to serve on the council with all you good people. You know? And of course, we can't never forget about the city and the staff that always provides us with the information we need to do our job. But anyway, it's been fun.
Well, it's been a pleasure working with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Gee, yeah, Allie's a lot prettier than you, Casey.
I know. It doesn't take much.
Well, we have the city staff at this gavel to you.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a pleasure working with you and just, your hard work and dedication has shown through our department, our city, and we can't thank you enough. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
From the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, now
Okay.
hop back on the meeting. We'll move along.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a copy of that video?
Absolutely, I think I can get us a copy.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Christmas decorations up.
Beautiful.
So now we go live to Keith Bowen at Councilman Murray Day's house.
All right, here we are, guys.
Mr. Day?
Hello, council member. How are you?
There we are.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
So Chief Bowen's also presenting Councilman Murray Day with a gavel as a thank you for his dedication and service to the city. Councilman Day was appointed to fill an unexpired term of Bob Martinez when he was appointed to mayor in 2015. Bob has been a strong supporter of the city's economic development strategy that includes development of the business park within the Northwest Newman project, as well as representing the city on the Opportunity Stanislaus board. He also was active with Tosca and Board of Directors, sat on the West Side Theater Board, and was city representative on the Countywide Disaster Council. Councilman Day, thank you for all your service to us and our community. It's greatly appreciated and you're going to be missed.
You will need to unmute because I muted him to cut down on some of the background noise, so Councilmember.
You guys need to unmute. One of you.
You hear it?
There you go.
Great. I thank you very much. This is quite an honor and privilege, and I really appreciate Keith being here. Keith and I have worked together almost through the entire time, and we've gotten to know each other quite well, and it's been a real pleasure working with him and with all of the council and with all the staff of the city, Michael and Mike and Catherine and Randy and the whole bunch. So, and especially you, Lou. Can't forget Lou. And so, thank you so much. This is really nice. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, Councilman Day.
Wish you the best. Thank you.
All right. Would anybody else like to say anything before we move forward?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Have a great night. Enjoy.
Okay. We'll get back to the meeting now. Item number 9, the consent calendar. Waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title.
Mayor Graham, I hate to interrupt you. I don't believe we went through item 8.
Oh, you're right. I apologize. My check mark was in the wrong spot. Okay, item number 8, items from the public, non-agenda items. If you're wanting to speak, raise your hand and we'll get you on.
So at this time, any members of the public wishing to provide public comment on non-agendized items, this is the time to do so. Please raise your hand by pressing the raise hand button under the participant tab, or if you are calling in by phone, you can press *9. And at this time, Mayor, I do not see any hands raised for public comment.
Okay. I'm going to number 9, consent calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title. B, approve all warrants. C, approval of minutes of the November 10th, 2020 meeting.
I'll make a motion that we accept the consent calendar as is.
Do we have a second?
Second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
For Mayor.
What's that?
4-0.
4-0? I apologize.
I got the vote that time.
Number 10, public hearings. There are none tonight. Number 11, regular business. A, adopt resolution 2020 next to number, a resolution of concurrence and acceptance of the Stanislaus CDBG fiscal year 2019-2020 consolidation annual performance evaluation report.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll go ahead and take this one. So as council members may know, we are part of the Stanislaus County CDBG, and that stands for Community Development Block Grant Program. And what that does is that provides us an annual allotment of grant funding. And most of the time we use those projects, those funds to do infrastructure projects in areas, in the lower economical areas that meet certain criteria within our community. So, but as being part of that program, you have to do an annual report that basically talks about and assesses how you performed the previous year. So right now, this caper will be for 1920. As you know, we are currently in the fiscal year 2021 right now. So for the city of Newman, we spent in 2019-2020 just over $334,000 doing engineering and assessment and some of the other preparation necessary for to get project ready in the Leslie Avenue, Sydney Avenue, Pine Court, and Pine Street areas. And that's going to include replacing sidewalks. There's some trees over there that have really caused some damage over there, so we'll be doing that. Some of the storm drainage of the gutters and some of those projects over there. So ultimately, that will come back to you for the issuance of a permit once we get those construction documents done. So as we look at fiscal year 2019 to 2020, we were allocated, City of Newman was allocated $157,967. So just near right at $158,000. So that's a good amount of money. We've done substantial. Since we've joined the consortium, we've done over $1 million worth of infrastructure projects in our community. And that's installing sidewalks in some of the older part of towns where we really focus our energy. So with that, may I ask that we present this CAPER report to the council, ask if there's any community members that would like to offer any comments to it. If not, it is our recommendation that the council adopt the attached resolution, a resolution of concurrence and acceptance of the Stanislaus County CDBG fiscal year 2019-2020 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, or CAPER.
Okay.
And I can answer any questions the council may have.
Does the council have any questions before we open up to the public?
No.
None at this time. Let's go and open up to the public if the public has any questions that can be answered.
Any members of the public wishing to participate on this item can do so by pressing the raise hand button under the participant tab or pressing *9 on your phone if you're calling in. I do not see any hands raised for this item, Mayor.
Okay. I'll bring it back to the council for action.
Second.
I'll make a motion, we adopt resolution number 2020 next to number, a resolution of concurrence and acceptance of the Stanislaus County CDBG fiscal year 2019-2020 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report.
I'll second that.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Moving on to regular business, item number B, provide direction to city staff regarding filling city council vacancy due to the election of Councilmember Casey Graham to mayor.
I will be presenting on this item tonight, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. This item that's before you tonight is as a necessity of your approval of the election results. Former council member Casey Graham has now been sworn in as mayor, and because of that, essentially creates a vacancy as his seat as council member was not set to expire until November of 2022. So the way that it works for vacancies under California law is you essentially have two options. The council can fill the vacancy by appointment, and it can establish whatever protocols it wishes to establish requirements for filling the vacancy that way. Or alternatively, the council could go through the process of scheduling a special election, which would be then consolidated with the next general election for next year to fill that vacancy. However, because of the time frame associated with this current vacancy, staff has drafted an application for an appointment process as a recommendation to fill the vacancy by appointment and not through a special election. And several reasons for that. The law does allow for filling vacancies this way, and it's usually the most cost appropriate way to fill vacancies, so you don't have to go through the trouble of scheduling a special election and paying for that. And this way you can solicit interest from members of the public who qualify. In order to fill the vacancy, the electors who are qualified have to be over 18 years of age and be a resident of the city of Newman. And so what we've put together for you for your consideration is an item for approval for an application, if that is your wish to take care of this item or take care of the vacancy through an appointment. Now, the timeline on this is important because the government code does require that you fill the vacancy within 60 days of the vacancy being created. So essentially you have 60 days from today to fill the vacancy. And unfortunately, because of the holidays and the fact that we're still on the beginning end of December, we'd have to fill this vacancy or take the steps to do so by the end of January. And so the idea and what we've proposed is to solicit applications from interested individuals between November 9th through January 15th, with the idea of bringing all of these back for the council's consideration at the January 26, 2021 regular meeting. And again, as I mentioned, we put together a basic application of, I think, pertinent information that you may want to solicit from these individuals who want to seek appointment to the position. And so what we're looking for is direction from the council on two things. One, if you want to move forward with appointing for the vacancy as opposed to a special election, and if you approve the application so staff can move forward with advertising as necessary. And I'm not sure if the city manager has anything else we should add to this item or additional information for the council.
Thank you, Nubia. The only thing that I would add is if you do elect to go with the appointment, we have determined that we can, the best time to advertise, we would advertise in the beginning in the local newspaper on December 17th, and then we would follow that up again right after the first of the year on January 7th, and then that would give people, an initial notification, and then we would give them a notification a good week prior to the application period closing. In the meantime, I would suspect that our local newspaper would also do an article in the newspaper as well. So we think that we can get the word out pretty well at that point in time. There are 2 advertisements and an article in the newspaper.
Yep. I like it.
I just have 2 questions. I already have my opinion on the subject, so I'll share that in a second. But I wanted to know, when would the special election occur if that were to be the option, and what would we look at cost?
The special election has to be consolidated with an already pre-existing election date, but because this falls in December, I don't believe we could consolidate until the November 2022 election. So the other election that would have potentially happened is for primaries in the spring, but that we're too close to it based off of the timing in the government code, so it would have to default to November.
You mean the 2021 election?
Sorry, yes.
Okay. And do we have an estimated cost?
Mayor,
Yeah.
Mayor, we don't have a cost, but what I can tell you is when we ran our special election, the cost came in at over $100 a ballot.
Wow.
Okay. So we have about 4,000 to 5,000 registered voters. So I'll bring it back to the council. I'll just state my opinion real quick. Obviously, the cost of it, and because the election wouldn't fall until November, that whoever was elected in that special election would only serve a year at $5,000 to $7,000. I don't think that would be an appropriate cost for our city. And so for me, I'd like to follow suit with what we did in the past and continue with using the application process, and then we appoint somebody. Council, go ahead.
I concur with that case.
Yep. I like it too.
But once there is applicants that are, I guess, are considered, especially the final, the council has the last say on that appointed, right?
Yes, Councilmember. So what would happen was, through the process as you go forward, you would review the applications, and at some point in time during that meeting, we would suspect that a council member would make a nomination. It would duly be seconded, and then a vote would go. If it is not seconded, then that nomination would die, and we would wait for the council to see if there was another nomination. But Nubia, could you add into that?
I'm mute, Nubia.
Sorry, I apologize. I realized that. That's exactly right. That's the process that we envisioned for the meeting in January. And again, yes, it's fully up to the council, city council's discretion to fill the vacancy, and the applications will be submitted to the council in advance of the meeting, so you have time to review the answers and the information before you, and then we bring it back to you as part of a regularly agendized staff item and with a staff report. And again, as Michael said, with a motion being made, a second, and then a vote taken. And if that fails, then you keep going down that path until you actually fill the vacancy.
I think that process is much better than having a special election, simply because I think the time frame is involved. I think we need to basically get this seat filled as soon as possible, because I think that we have business that we need to take care of that's coming down the pipe. So me, as one of the elder councilmen now, that I think we should go with the applications and instead of a special election.
And one thing to know, I just want to make a clarification for the council to that point. If you were to go forward with a special election, the seat would remain vacant until such time as the special election. And that does create some difficulties if you have an even number of council members on the council in cases of deadlock. And that would be a very long time to move forward with that potential until the special election is conducted.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wanted to hear Mr. Day, Councilman Day, you're muted. There you go.
I don't know if it's appropriate to speak as an ex-council member, but
This is probably a good time for public comment, Mayor.
Yeah, I'll bring it back for public comment.
okay, thank you, Nubia. What's the possibility of just appointing Bob Martina to continue the position for 2 years till the general election? Of course, you'd have to ask Bob, but that's another option, isn't it, Nubia?
Yes, I think though, for purposes of what we need to do for the meeting tonight, is if there is going to be an appointment process, then it should be open up to the public. And assuming that former Mayor Martinez interested, he can submit for it as well. But that would be part of the consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Day. So I knew the resolution or the idea that I have behind it. I just wanted the community to hear the other option. And to me, I've stated my opinion, so I bring it back to council for action.
Well,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Leroy.
No, I was just going to say that I move that we approve this, that basically it seems that we're all headed in one direction, and that if we're looking at possibly applications, so I want to maybe move in terms of this.
The application process.
Yes, the application, I'm sorry, and I'm reading the wrong line, the application process for the vacancy of the city council.
You don't need a vote on that, do you, Nuka?
Yes, my recommendation is for the motion to be for the council to move forward with filling the vacancy through appointment and approval of the application that's included in the packet.
All right. Can a councilman use those specific words?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, okay, so I'll make a motion that we utilize the application for appointment process and appoint the best qualified applicant to the 2-year term.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Go ahead.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. And we're moving on to regular business. Item number C, approved funding list for COVID-19 business grant program.
Thank you, Mayor. So, in June of 2020, our county received about just over $96 million of CARES Act funding. And our Board of Supervisors did a great job, and they decided they were going to share some of those CARES Act funds with the local cities. And originally, we were allocated $402,000. Ultimately, the county did hold back $147,000 because that's what we were also allocated through the state. And so, just recently in October, the county re-released that $147,000 back to us. So what the council did at that time in October 27th, the council, our local council, approved the Newman Business Grant Program and funded it with $100,000 of CARES Act funds. And what we did was we opened that up to our local businesses to provide some relief to these businesses that have been, severely affected by COVID. The enrollment period began on October 30th, and it ended up closing at 4 p.m. on Friday, November 20th. We received a total of 26 applications, requesting a total amount of $140,000. So we had a little committee get together, and it was Mayor Martina. We had a member of the Chamber of Commerce come in. We felt it was important to have our business community represented, and he did not apply for an application. And then our finance director, Lou, sat in as an expert on there, and then myself, I also sat in there as well. The application process had a scoring rubric. Opportunity Stanislaus staff used that scoring rubric, scored all 26 of those applications, and then met with the committee and went over them individually, each one by one. After the committee thoroughly reviewed and discussed all the applications, they decided to go ahead and recommend that the council fully fund 17 applications, partially fund 5 applications, and that would be total for the amount of $100,000, which was allocated by the council as part of this program. So that was 22. There were 4 applications, 3 of which the committee chose not to recommend funding because they were part of an industry that did not seem to be significantly impacted by COVID. It was kind of more of, they just felt that that business sector did not get severely impacted like the others did. And then the final application, we had 1 application that was deemed incomplete, and since it was deemed incomplete, we also recommended that one did not get funding. So there is a list as part of your package of the businesses that were fully funded, and then there's also a list of businesses that were partially funded as part of that. So it is staff's recommendation that the council approve that list of 17 applications for full funding and 5 applications for partial funding with a total award amount of $100,000. So I can answer any questions you may have at this time.
Does the council have any questions at this time? Not seeing any. I'll open up to the public for any questions or comments they might have. Nothing? Nothing, Nubia?
I will go through the list again. Public comment on this item, you can press the raise hand button under the participant tab or *9 on your phone. There do not appear to be any hands raised here.
Okay. With that, I'll bring it back to the council for action.
I'll make a motion we approve funding list for COVID-19 Business Grant Program.
Second? Anybody second?
I'll second.
We got a first and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Moving on to the next item, item number 12, items from District 5 Stanislaus County Supervisor, the great Supervisor DeMartini.
Good evening, Mayor Graham and members of the council. I wish I could be there with you tonight. I can't tell you how much I hate computers and having to use them. In fact, the first one I used, I couldn't get it to work, so I had to borrow my wife's. I don't know what happened. I must have a tooth going out. Anyway, I had this coronavirus. It sure screwed up everything. It just destroyed every event in the county this year. The city council meetings are on Zoom. The fall festival, the apricot fiesta was canceled. The county fair. It's really been a tough year for this. I hope this is the end of it coming soon. So I really missed coming and not being able to be there with you. But that's what it is. So this is the second best. At least we have a meeting. Anyway, this is my last meeting with you as supervisor. I've been 16 years, 4 terms, and we have a new supervisor coming in, Chance Condit. So I would hold his feet to the fire and make sure he shows up for your meetings like I have for the last 16 years. I think you can't run your business as a county supervisor by sitting in your office in Modesto, and I mean, you have to get out to the district, and that's what I've always tried to do. So I come to your meetings, and plus all the special districts, community service districts, cemetery districts, school boards, I've been to everything I can. But anyway, I've enjoyed it. It's been 16 years, and got a stack of staff reports that probably I've read through those 16 years, probably would reach halfway to the moon. But that's part of government. It sure generates a lot of paperwork and a lot of reading. But anyway, I've enjoyed it. I've loved working with every city and group, and I really will miss that. I'll be moving soon to Reno, Nevada, where I'm headed. I bought a house there already, and we'll be moving soon. Our last board meeting will be a week from today on the 15th. But anyway, a little bit on the news of the area there. Yesterday I went around and distributed the 2021 calendars from the Healthcare Task Force. I dropped off some at City Hall. I've been to all the school districts, and I presented the awards. Unfortunately, this year the awards I couldn't give out in person. I had to drop them by the school offices, and the school districts will be giving the awards to the students. So I really like that too. I really miss that. Anyway, so I was by the Newman School District, and I presented the awards to the superintendent, and then some calendars, and with the Gustine and Patterson also. So, the task force, like any nonprofit there, has had a really hard time this year operating with the restrictions on group sizes and events. It's just been hard to get anything done. Our health summit, which I always look forward to every year, had to get canceled after we had, the program done, the speaker, the food paid for, and we had to cancel it along with our senior program, our West Side walks. But at least we were able to do the art and essay contest. Hopefully next year is going to be a lot better. I don't think it could be any worse than this year. This was a tough year all around. Even your Christmas tree lighting, all the cities have canceled every one of them this year. But anyway, I don't think I have too much else. The road projects really haven't changed. The groundbreaking for the Crow's Landing Air Base will be sometime in the spring. When that happens, I will come down to that. I don't have a firm date, but it'll be in the spring, so I think all the engineering is done. County has committed $22 million to the project, and we will start putting in the background infrastructure, which is the roads, utilities, and water system, and the storm drainage, which is the most amount of work getting that done. And someday we'll have some jobs there in the business park. So it's coming. It's been a long time coming, and the county, in my opinion, did everything wrong when it first started with that business park. It picked the wrong project and the wrong developer, and wound up losing years of time when that business park could have been developed. You can always look back. I think things could have been worse, but as for that business park, there sure was a lot of bad decisions that were made. It's finally starting to move forward. The task force will be going into its 13th year next year. And again, it's been a pleasure working with Mayor Martino, Murray Day, all the rest of the council. I will miss you. I will not miss the California income tax, because Nevada doesn't have income tax, and I'm really looking forward to not filing that return next year. But anyway, I wish the city of Newman well. I've always enjoyed coming out there, and that was really, I wouldn't admit this is serious, but I think that Newman was my favorite town in my district there. It was just a really nice town, and I always really felt right at home there. I will miss you there, but I will be back for the opening of the air base, groundbreaking. And I really can't think of anything else, but, your new supervisor will take his office on January 4th, and I would give him a call and tell him he's expected to show up at the council meetings. The last 16 years, I've went to almost every one. There was a few times I had a conflict, and if you want to do the job, you got to show up for work, and that's what I always did. I think he'll try, but the expectations that you have for him should be made relatively soon. That he really needs to pay attention to Newman and show up for the meetings. And I think he will. Really, I've met with him twice now and went over a lot of details of county departments and what I did. I believe the county in really good financial shape. Stanislaus County has no debt at all. We own all our buildings there. We're not making payments on anything. And we have $222 million in reserve. And that's really pretty good considering we have no debt. So don't do other things. I wish you all well, and I'll see you when the groundbreaking of the air base comes, whenever that is. And that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
No, I'm sure everybody would like to comment, but real quick, Jim, we'd like to thank you for all your service to our community and to the west side. One of the things I always found amazing, it's not our town, but Gustine's part of Merced, yet you still included them on the west side because they kind of get forgot about, from Merced and that. So you always kept them involved in your programs, and I thought that was really big of you. And we're going to miss you and your dedication. You always showed up to almost all of our meetings, and you showed up to every event we ever had, and you were always there to support our community. So, Conda has big shoes to fill and replacing you, and we hope he can do it. But we greatly appreciate everything you've done for us and for our community.
Okay, well, thank you for the kind words.
Yeah. And saying that, I would like to just double up and really thank you, Dee. I've been knowing you for pretty close to maybe 10 years now, and it's been a pleasure, working along with you, in terms of especially the Crow's Landing project. We may not have agreed on everything, but one thing, the friendship and respect I have for you in terms of the work ethic that you have. When you move to Nevada, are you going to take that person hanging over your shoulder with you?
Oh, yes, President. There, I brought the president with me for the last year at all your meetings there. You can see it. He wishes you well, but he's going to come along with me to Nevada and help try and straighten that state out.
There you go. God bless you, Dee, and good luck, man.
Okay, well, thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Casey, this is Nick. Jim, I'd like to echo the same thing that Casey said. Just thank you for being there for the city of Newman all these years, and it's been a true pleasure knowing you and what an upstanding person that you are. I appreciate that.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'll miss all of you too. I've enjoyed working with all of you, and I really think the world of Newman. It's a great town.
Jim, this is Murray. Again, thank you for your service. We've appreciated the fact that you've been so dedicated to our community, and we wish you the best as you move forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So also, I've enjoyed working with your city manager too, Mr. Holland. I think he's a great city manager. We haven't always agreed on just every little detail of things, but I think through the years, I think we've gotten along very well together. And Stanislaus County has a good working relationship with Newman, and I'm sure that will continue.
We definitely want to keep that. Thank you, and congratulations on your retirement.
Okay, thank you. Wish you all well.
Moving to item number 13, items from the city manager and staff.
Thank you, Mayor. So tonight is our last meeting of the calendar year. We will not meet again until January, and on that date will be January 12th will be our next meeting. Based upon your actions tonight with the appointment, we will draft up a public notice and publish it in our local newspaper on December 17th as well as January 7th. And that'll be just making everyone aware that the appointment process is open and you are taking applications for that. Just so everyone knows, we close City Hall for Christmas time. City Hall will close on December 24th, and we will reopen on January 4th, Monday, January 4th, beyond there. So. And then, Mayor, I'd just like to take the opportunity to, go ahead and I wanted to thank Jim DeMartini. Jim, as you guys know, is the hardest working county supervisor. He's got to be the hardest working county supervisor in the whole state. And the guy goes to more meetings than anybody. The one thing that we're all can probably agree on is you never knew where Jim stood, right? He never told you where he stood at. You always know where Jim stood, whether you liked it or not. And Jim, we always appreciate that. And you've done a great job representing us. I don't know if you guys know this, but some of you don't because you're pretty new to the council. We've been here, Jim and I have been doing this for 16 years on this channel. And we didn't have a supervisor's report on our agenda before Jim. Jim just kept showing up every time, so we just decided to make it an agenda item. And so, Jim, you added to our agenda. So with that, we really appreciate it. That's the amount of hard work and dedication you have, and that's how much respect that we have for you, Jim. That you came to all of our meetings, you came to all of our events, you were here for wine and cheese, you were here for Christmas tree lighting, you were here for all the events. You were always here on the west side, and we truly appreciate that, Jim. And I just wanted to thank you for that. And then I know you said that guy is going with you to Nevada, but if you need a place for him to stay in California, he can stay in my office, okay? We'll put it that way. He'll be at every meeting. So
You better watch him. You better watch him. He's got darts in his desk.
Jim, thanks again. We really appreciate all your service. You've done a great job. Next, I'd like to just offer my thanks to Councilmember Day. Councilmember Day came to us about 5 years ago, and before he was with us, he was in Waterford, and I knew the Waterford city manager at the time, and he used to tell me what a good Councilmember Day was, and I was going to be very happy with him once we got appointed. And I have to tell you, I am truly happy, Councilmember Day, that you chose to take an appointment with us. Your attentiveness and your attention to detail on all of our reports, that keeps us sharp as staff members. But we all appreciate everything that you've done. You've always supported staff, and we really appreciate that. And we're truly going to miss you, Councilmember Day. And we wish you the best of luck, and God bless you as you take your journey on to Texas and Rising Star. And we'll be there in a few years when those streets get paved. And then last but not least, I have to go to the mayor, Mayor Martina. These pictures still on there. So, Mayor Martina, as some of you may or may not know, is the last of the council that hired me 16 years ago. And it's been a great ride being here with them. And, this opportunity has definitely changed my life and changed the life of my family. And so I want to just thank Mayor Martina from the bottom of my heart. I think you've done a great job with this community. The things that you've accomplished as mayor and part of this council with the streetscape and the plaza, the purchase of the downtown building. I mean, your fingerprints on this downtown will be forever felt. And so, Mayor Martina, thank you for all your hard work and your dedication. And on behalf of staff, we're gonna miss having you come into City Hall. And your smile is very infectious, and your laugh just fills up our halls. And we're truly gonna miss that. So, thank you, Mayor Martina, for all your hard work. And then for our new council members, Leroy, we've been working together for 4 years. And John, I want to welcome you to the team. And Councilmember Graham, I look forward to working with you gentlemen as we continue to move forward and do great things for this community. So, again, it's our job as staff to provides you the information you need to make good, sound decisions. And so whenever we're not doing that, please feel free to reach out to me and make sure that we're doing that. So with that, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Allie, are you there? She's on mute. Click online.
I will see if she'll unmute.
Okay. Give her just a second. She might still be at Mayor Martinez's house. I think they're out talking. He hasn't
We
showed
didn't
back.
get an invitation, unfortunately.
Okay, we'll move on to Chief Richardson. Chief Richardson?
Evening, Mayor, council members. I would just like to thank Councilmember Day, Mayor Martina, and Supervisor DeMartini for all your guys' hard work and working with me throughout the years. You guys will be missed. It was a pleasure working with all of you. To Councilmember Pimentel, congratulations. I look forward to working with you in the future. And I'd like to congratulate Councilmember McDonald and Mayor Graham. Look forward to continuing our work together. Just want to remind everybody that we won't meet again until after the holidays, so we will mirror City Hall's closure date. The police department will be closed. Dispatch obviously will still be available for calls, and officers will be available if you have anything during those times. And wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and remind everyone to celebrate responsibly. That's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Lou, how are we doing tonight?
We're doing great. How you guys doing?
Good. What do you got?
Good. Yeah, I kind of want to echo what everybody else has been saying. Mayor Martinez, it's been fantastic having you around. You got to keep popping in. My staff will be upset if you don't show up anymore. Murray, been fantastic. Been able to work with you on a few things. Wish you the best of luck. And Jim, couldn't have got through that whole RDA without you. Glad we got that out of the way. We're just kind of winding it down now. And Casey, congratulations on being our new mayor. I think you'd be fantastic. And Councilmember McDonald and Pimentel, great to have you guys here. This is going to be a good 4 years, I guess, right?
Yeah. 4 years.
On a financial note, the city's doing great. So those of you that are leaving us, you're leaving the city in good standing. City's healthy, is able to take care of its needs. And be happy to answer any questions you may have tonight.
No, great job as always. Thank you. Catherine?
Thank you, Mayor. I would just like to congratulate you and Councilman McDonald and Councilman Pimentel. I look forward to continuing to work with a strong leadership that we have. So congratulations. And I just really want to thank Mayor Martina and Councilman Day, because they've really been good to me and always have shown me support and really asked questions to keep me on my toes. And so I appreciate everything. And Supervisor DeMartini, hopefully we still get to see you sometimes. I've seen you around for a long time, and I remember when I was in Gustine, you helped us there, and you were involved and included us, and we appreciate it. And so I wish you well, and hope you have a lovely retirement and don't get too involved over there in Nevada. And we're just running with the project. So I'll have a lot more to update you after the new year. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And congratulations to you, Councilman McDonald, again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Bowen?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Just want to congratulate everyone like everyone else, and look forward to working with all you and seeing you all in person eventually. And just want to remind everyone as the holiday season approaches, be fire safe. Make sure your smoke detectors are working. We we have had a couple fires lately, so I want to remind everyone that your fireplaces in town aren't designed for campfires. They're designed more for like a Duralog. So just be safe out there. Be cautious of what you're doing. Things are going well on the remodel for the fire station. So hopefully you guys will be able to come out and see that eventually. And I can answer any questions anyone may have.
Doesn't look like we have any. Thank you. Allie, we'll go back to you. Are you there now?
I'm here, Mayor. Good evening,
Hi.
Mayor, council members. Are you able to hear me? I hear some feedback.
We do.
Wonderful. I'd like to start off with congratulating all the new council members and yourself, Mayor, for winning, and thank those Murray and Robert, Mr. Martinez, for just thanking them for being there for me and support in the recreation department and as a community liaison. I know I've asked a lot from you guys in the past 2 to 4 years in the sense of coming out to cookouts, barbecue, and supporting us. So I'd like to thank all of those who have helped me, and I'd like to thank you in advance for helping me in the near future. With that being said, we did have our Christmas tree lighting last weekend. It is still available via live on Facebook and on Instagram. If you haven't yet watched it and haven't seen yourself, you can see yourself that way and what occurred during this Christmas tree lighting. I'd like to thank Public Works for helping arrange the trees in all of our downtown area, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, and just making it a safe and eventful night for the whole community and taking time to go through town. Apart from that, we unfortunately will not be having basketball for our 2021 season due to all these closures, but do look forward to hopefully in the next future have our next round of soccer if we can get over this COVID situation. With that, I can turn it around for any questions from the council.
I don't see any questions. Great job as always.
I'd like to take this moment just to thank Allie, and I'm sorry I missed the invitation. I got your message, Allie. I was in Southern California at the time, but thank you so much for your service, and God bless you, and you too. Have a safe holiday.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, to reiterate what Councilman McDonald said, you always do a great job in the programs you put down for downtown, and everything you've done, even during this COVID, has been outstanding. So we appreciate all your work you do for us.
Thank you all.
Okay, with that, we'll move to item number 14, items from city council members. We'll go ahead and start with you, John.
I'd just like to thank everyone who voted for me. This is exciting for me. I'm kind of new at this, but I hope I can make you guys proud. That's all I got. I'm not a big speaker.
You'll do fine. You'll do fine.
Not a big speaker.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, and I can't wait to work with all you people. We're going to have some fun.
Absolutely.
Listen up a little bit.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes, first of all, I'd like to take this moment to thank Mayor Bob Martina and Mary Day. Both of you have been a blessing in my 4 years at council. You taught me things that I'm going to, appreciate as 4 more years. I'll be thinking of you each step that I make here in the next 4 years. I wish to both of you blessings, especially you, Mary Day, when you go down to Texas. God bless you, and you and your family, and you'll be in my prayers all at the time. And same for you, Mayor Bob. I know you retired, and someone reached out to you and said if you ever want to go fishing, he's there for you. And,
I'm there
just want to take the time to just thank you. I want to congratulate Casey, in terms of your election. I know you'll do a wonderful job because your heart is here in the city of Newman, and sitting next to you, I was able to learn quite a bit from you too. And you sort of, held me up in terms of trying to learn being a city council. I've learned to basically respect the position and respect the members of the council. In saying that, I wish you all, a wonderful holiday coming, and please be safe. I know we're going to be still locked down for pretty much the rest of the year and the beginning of the year. So be safe, and my prayers go out to all of you. God bless you.
Nick?
Yeah. Anyway, Murray, nice to meet you. Thank you for these number of years. So you're heading to Texas, like Elon Musk is moving also to Texas, I heard. So, have fun down there. And as far as Bob, many years ago when I first moved to Newman, Bob encouraged me to get involved with the city, which I did on the planning commission for a couple of years, and then I became city councilman. And so, as far as the professional relationship we've had, and also the personal relationship we had, and still have. So, congratulations, and John, welcome to the team. And again, Jim DeMartini, I just want to say, once again, nice knowing you. I hope to see you in Reno sometime.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. We've heard it a lot tonight, and I'll just reiterate it again. I'd like to thank Councilman Day for everything you've done and for your time in the community, and again, your guidance as I was learning. You were a veteran, even though you came into the council after me, you're still a veteran compared to me, and I appreciate everything and your guidance along the way. And I wish you the best of luck in Texas. Kind of jealous that you're bailing from California. So I thank you for everything you did. Mayor Bob Martina, you've been an outstanding mayor, and your dedication to this city is second to none. And I really appreciate everything you've done, and again, for your guidance along this way, and your support in me, and believing that I can take on this position. So I wish you well in your retirement, and plan to see you around the city often. Again, Supervisor DeMartini, thank you so much for everything and your dedication to our city and the west side of Stanislaus County. Like I said, you're always here, you're always helping us, you're involved in everything with us. And even pulling in, Gustine and that, it just shows your dedication to the people over here, and I greatly appreciate that. I'd like to welcome John to the council. Congratulations on your win. You'll learn a lot, and it'll come quickly, so be patient, you'll get it. It's fun, and it's fun to learn as you go. Leroy, congratulations again. Love sitting next to you. I just moved over one spot. I'll just be on the other side here now. But thank you. I like you being on the council, and I'm very excited that you ran again and you won, and that you remain with us, because you do an outstanding job. So, for everybody, I'd like to thank everybody in the city, the Public Works and the Chamber of Commerce and Alley for all the work they did with setting up downtown and the lights, and always making the city beautiful. It's really neat to drive through our downtown and just see how warming it is at this time of the year. So, and I'd like to thank everybody that voted for me and supported me and put their confidence in me to be the next mayor. Hopefully, I do a great job for you guys and live up to your expectations. With that, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. With that, I'd ask for adjournment.
I'll second it.
We got so moved in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night, guys.
Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night. Thank you, guys.
Hey, take it easy.
And congratulations to everybody, and enjoy your trips out of state.
Right.
Goodbye.